here's what you can do in order to reduce battery aging and optimize battery charging on iPhone 16e. So first we're gonna go to the settings and choose battery. This is where we can do most of the stuff that allows us to prevent quick battery aging on this phone. First, what we can do is of course use the low power mode from time to time, which temporarily reduces background activity like downloads and mail fetch until you can fully charge your iPhone. It is not really recommended or necessary to use this option all the time, but it is useful when you are running low on the battery and you want to save it just a little bit, and therefore we can also optimize the battery usage by using this option. We also have some insights and suggestions actually, which we can use in order to optimize the battery as well. For example, I have the auto brightness disabled, and as you can see, the phone suggests me to turn it on because I can save battery by turning it on. So I can tap on this option in order to immediately jump to the appropriate settings. And in my case, I have to scroll all the way down in order to find that auto brightness. So if you have disabled auto brightness as well, you might want to turn it back on, because even here, the description reads that turning off auto brightness may affect battery life, energy consumption, and long-term display performance. So use those insights and suggestions in order to also individually adjust the battery optimization. Because of course we may have different settings enabled or disabled that may impact those the performance of the battery and its aging process. But besides that, we can also go to charging over here, and we can enable the battery limit or the charging limit. And what it does is, when you charge your phone, you can enable the cap that allows you to stop charging after you reach a certain selected percentage. Now, of course, ideally you want to use 80%, because this is like the most optimal percentage for batteries nowadays for most of smartphones that we have available right now. And in fact, if you want to charge your phone, you should aim at 20%, meaning that if the battery drops to 20%, it is a perfect time to start charging your phone again, including of course this iPhone 16e. And if you charge your phone, ideally you want to stop at 80%, because this is how batteries work nowadays. They are most optimized when we charge them like this, and the range of the battery is between 20 and 80%. Of course, you can drop the percentage down to like 10% from time to time, or charge more than 80%. It is really up to you and your personal preference, because if it's inconvenient for you to set it up to 80%, then of course feel free to increase that limit. And if you don't want to limit yourself at all, you can set it to 100%, and if you do, then at least you should use optimized battery charging. It is recommended to turn it on, and this option is only available if the charge limit is set to 100%. With optimized battery charging, you can allow iPhone to wait to finish charging past 80% until the time you need to use it. So I can recommend using this option to prevent battery aging, or at least optimize the battery charging as the name suggests. Now, these are the most things that we can do on the iPhone in order to prevent the battery aging. Of course, the usage of the phone matters as well, so, and mostly the charging, because if we charge a lot and we drop below 20%, for example, quite often, or we charge more than 80%, while it won't happen immediately, after some time the battery aging will be visible, and you will notice it, for example, in the battery health, where the maximum capacity will drop. So keep that in mind. When you notice that the maximum capacity is dropping, make sure to start doing something to prevent further aging. Of course, it is inevitable. It will happen eventually, but you can slow down this process. And besides that, of course, we can also turn off things that we don't use at a specific moment that drain the battery as well. For example, Wi-Fi, or the mobile data usage, or even Bluetooth. Meaning that if you are outside of your home, you don't have Wi-Fi connection, then you don't need to turn it to have it on. You don't have to keep it on all the time. So it is recommended to turn off Wi-Fi when you don't have any connection anyway. And the same goes with mobile data. If you don't use internet, then what's the point of having this enabled? Of course, I know that you want to for example, receive messages, for example, on WhatsApp or whatever. So in that case, it is well understandable why you want to keep this on, or the Wi-Fi. But what I'm trying to say is, when it is not necessary to have these things enabled, even Bluetooth, of course, if you don't have any Bluetooth device connected at a specific moment, there is no need to keep it on, so it is recommended to turn it off. And that's pretty much it. So the battery settings that I had shown you will definitely help you the most to optimize the battery and prevent quick battery aging. And besides that, when you switch options in the settings, make sure that they do not cause any issues to the battery, like the battery draining and so on and so forth. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye!